Now, it's one thing to, see a person that needs help and use money. But you put yourself in, like you go and you're physically there to try to assist in that situation. What makes you want to do that? Like, what makes you want to be like so hands-on like that?
Yeah, don't build it up like that, right? It wasn't like I was like giving up 6 weeks to, sit there with them, right? It was a couple hours, you know.
But no, but from a standpoint, like even that is too much time. Like,
is it for you?
What's that?
Was it too much time? Did you go out of your way as far as saying I had things to do when you canceled meetings?
No. It was just like, okay, let's just. I was at home. It was during the pandemic, right? It wasn't like I was going anywhere. But sometimes it doesn't take a lot. Sometimes it's just a check, and I can do that. And so, yeah, I'm not this big martyr or anything else, but, sometimes it's, you can try.
So I want to talk Shark Tank now real quick. The business mindset, we have, since the pandemic, even we see a lot of more Black entrepreneurs coming out of even the pandemic, figuring out I'm at home. Let me figure out a business to do at home. Let me start an LLC and get to it. I just want your take on this before we even start talking about business in general. It was, I believe it was on Everyday Struggle where someone asked Soulja Boy, it was in the desk who said, do you feel like you have too many businesses? Is there a such thing as too many businesses?
Yes, there are. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you from Mark Cuban. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, for sure. Because you can drown in opportunity. One of the big mistakes, like for me, too many businesses, I have people to help me. So it's not a big an issue for me, but like when I was just getting started, it's really easy to think, well, I had this one idea and I got it started and it's going okay, but I have this other idea that I think could be bigger. And when you do that, you drown in opportunity so that, all of a sudden now you're split your time and your mindset and your abilities between two businesses or three businesses or too many products. And like on a Shark Tank companies, I'm always telling them just focus, because you got to win one battle, right? You can't be playing three different guys at chess, right? And think you're just automatically going to win in the business world because there's always competition trying to kick your ass. And so staying focused is going to make you far more profitable.
Exactly. I remember there was one guy, I forget his name, that you said you went in on business with him, and next thing you know, he was taking trips.
Yeah. Charles.
Charles was not in charge, obviously.
Not in charge of shit except the social life.
How does that feel when you say I'm investing and then, wow, so I'm just taking care of your lifestyle? Get to work.
He's lucky I'm a peaceful man.
Right. You've said on other platforms that there's businesses that you were neglected to get into that have been successful. I think you mentioned Uber as being one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
What would you say is probably the second biggest one outside of Uber that you had a chance to attack?
I mean, Spikeball was one.
Okay.
What was another one? Coinbase was another one. Topgolf, that was the other one.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I could have done golf, but I hate golf.
You gotta like it to love it.
So I was just like, and they crushed it, right? I'm still doing okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, so when you see businesses flourish that you had your chance to put your hands on, does it make you feel away?
Because I know, you're not going to hit every shot, but I'm a shooter. I keep on shooting.
Now, what was a business that you knew was trash and then it just turned out to be trash and you was like, I knew that was going to be trash?
I'm not going to throw people under the bus like that. But yeah, there's plenty of them out there.
There was a Kevin Hart episode where, we're big, we're into anime and stuff, and there's a company called Black Sands.
Yeah.
That even I knew of in anime conventions before they came to Shark Tank.
Yep.
I'm like, oh shit, they're on Shark Tank with Kevin Hart and Mark Cuban, and you guys actually
we invested together. Yeah.
What is there? Is anything come of that as of yet?
They're killing it. They're killing it. Yeah.
That's what I love to hear.
I mean, one, it was just a chance to work with Kevin, which is awesome in and of itself, right? And two, they're out there in the community bringing different images of people of color, and with anime, with comic books, and different types of media. I mean, they're smart guys. I mean, yeah, they're really smart.
Yeah, they were already up there. And on a business level, I'm just curious. Of course, the pandemic closed a lot of businesses. Walmart, they're closed now. They're not open 24 hours no more. Do you feel like they're losing money based on not being open 24 hours.
They're not that dumb, right? I mean, if they're closed those extra hours, it's because they were not making money.
Right. This was giving it the reason to stay.
Yeah, because otherwise they would still be open. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, hey, we're back open now. We're back open.
What do you think about all these businesses going to like self-checkout, self-serve? Like,
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's super weird.
It's weird, but it's smart, right? You always got to put yourself in the shoes of, kids, right? Because I've got 13-year-old sons, 16, 19-year-old daughters, and like, they're like, it's just scanning, Dad. What the fuck? You know? Now we look at it and think someone's going to be stealing that shit, right?
That's how I look at it. Like, this is free. Everything is free.
But then they know camera, right? And that's why they have that person standing right there. It's like at Best Buy when they're looking for your receipt when you're walking out, right?
Right.
And they're checking my receipt. I'm like, come on, man. And yeah, right. But yeah, so it's going to save money. Hopefully, save some costs for us too. But yeah, that's just 10 years from now, it'll be something different where it'll just ask you, 20 years will be like, okay, this is what I'm thinking about, and then it'll just show up. So yeah, it's weird when you first see it. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, you want me to do what? Right? And then you just start scanning it, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just TV gone. I'm curious, and this is even something that we battle with. When you start a business, at what point do you use your own money based on your own sales or own content? And at what point do you get a loan?
I think you don't get a loan.
Okay.
You don't get a loan. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster when you're first starting. You always want to do it with your own sweat equity if you can. Like the best businesses, like, and this is the way I got started, right? I didn't raise any money, I got fired. I was sleeping on the floor, and I was doing software, and I went to this company, Architectural Lighting here in Dallas, and I was like, I got nothing, right? But I know somebody told me this is the software you need, right? If you put up the $500, which allowed me to buy it for $250, and I'll make $250, I'll make it work. And if I don't, I'll watch your kids, wash your floor, wash your car, wash your dog. I don't care, right? Sweep the floor. I'll make it up to you. But by working with that first customer as revenue, that helped me get started. And it took me a while. I mean, it was another 9 months before I moved out of the shithole I was in. But starting that way, finding something that you can make, finding something you can sell on your own. You can be a videographer, you can be an audio guy, right? Where you just train yourself and use your skill and you prove it. And then people keep on giving you referrals and you get more and more business, right? That's the way all businesses work. Now, if you go out and think you're going to get a loan, first of all, the bank's going to say, what? First of all. And even if you had like a house to borrow against, whatever, when you're doing it on your own and business isn't going that great, okay, you can get another job, right? You can, do like I did, go to Tom Thumb at midnight when they marked down all the chicken prices. No lie, that's what my friend and I would go, and at midnight they'd take these chicken packs and mark them down to $1.29, and we'd buy a couple of them, stick them in the fridge, and it was just smart shopping, right? Just to get it done. You can do those things, but when you owe money to the bank or you owe money to somebody and they want that payment every month, everything changes. Your stress levels go like this. Always. You got to do it so where you can control your own destiny. It's just, people just get so caught up, it's kind of just like the attitude people have, like, if I can raise money, I'll make this work. It's probably the wrong business, right? Unless you've done it and you've got it all figured out, which is rare. When you raising capital is not an accomplishment, it's an obligation, right? The person you took money from, we've all been there, right? Where you've like looked to get money from somebody or did raise money from somebody, and the minute they say yes, you're like, and then the minute you get the check, you're like, okay. And then the first time you talk to them, they're like, how we doing?
We don't want to talk. Let's not talk. Give me a month. Call me back in 3 months.
That pressure is through the roof. Business is the ultimate sport, right? And the pressure is always on.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life, it ain't real life. Just ain't real.
Real life street stars.